Hey everybody, Tyler from Valve News Network. How you guys doing today? I am just wanting to get a couple of things done that for right now I can't, or I haven't been able to in the past or whatever. So how's everybody doing? I hope you guys are doing well. A couple things I want to talk about. The Half-Life Alyx tools obviously came out 2 days ago on Friday. And with the release of those tools, the community has been doing a lot of digging, and of course, I'm included in that. And a lot of cool stuff has been found so far, but a lot of hurdles, even more hurdles, have been found. It's become clear that a significant amount of the entity set that exists within Half-Life Alyx's DLLs, at least their launch DLLs, they weren't added in the FGDs, and we were told that this would be happening. Well, not directly, but David Speyer did respond to a community member that's been working with me through email, talking about that when the Half-Life Alyx tools were to release, they would be deprecating a lot of unused content, and that is definitely the case. Within the released version of the tools that we have right now, there are a lot of entities that have no flags, meaning Valve removed all available options that they programmed into these unused entities. So obviously we could try and port the older versions of the builds that we have access to, the Day Zero build, the non-VR build that was leaked through the Steam Depot a couple days after the game launched. We could do stuff with that, but the problem there is Valve knows the parameters by which
tools.
Valve, thank you. How many months is that? 2 months for you. Valve knows the parameters, but we don't have access to those parameters. We're going to have to either reverse engineer the code as it currently exists or just brute force it, which is impossible. The entities still technically exist within the FGD, but they don't work. Parameters are, GVAD saying that parameters are easy to find, but as of now we do have some work ahead of us. Also, the major piece of the puzzle that I was hoping would be launched on day one is not here, and that's full documentation on how v-scripting works. You see, Valve and the Half-Life Alyx team right now is not going to be releasing a full SDK, which means they will not be releasing code base to allow users to essentially just rewrite things and create entire new launchable mods. They're not allowing us to push that out. So the argument against that is, well, we already have the v-scripting system existing in the code. Yeah, I mean, we need documentation on how v-scripting works, otherwise we're not going to be able to do the coolest stuff like insert custom weapons and things like that.
There are some script docs from Steam VR environments, and also the Zen floater exists in a prefab for the City 17th Street level.
So there's a lot of information that still needs to be found. I'm going to show you a few of the smaller findings that have been presented to me. Number one, Slarty Barty found these. Yo.
Hey Tyler, hope you enjoyed the music. Have a nice stream, everyone.
Thank you. This is an unused enemy type. Oh. Man, streaming and Google Chrome at the same time. It's like Chrome can't fucking handle when we're streaming. I don't know why. It's so annoying that this is always such a problem. Hold on. Like, I want to use Edge. Jesus Christ. All right, Slarty found this. So it is an unused Zen turret that would, when around you, fire hornets at you. They're using the sounds of manhacks. That's obviously temporary. Those are the bees from Half-Life 1. Yeah, and then we've also have small. There are unused turret types, and that's pretty interesting. As it currently stands, I've been paying very close attention to what currently exists on the workshop. People are slowly putting
Had to
stuff in.
RMA my headset today cause I got dust under the lenses. They were super responsive, to be fair. The sustenance map on the workshop is GR8NGL.
Okay. Yeah, so thank you. Another thing, the person who made the crowbar patch from a while back, I finally got back into contact with that person, and according to that person, let me read here. According to this person, through reverse engineering of the code, it is possible to add new weapon bucket positions, meaning that for slot, pick either the 3 weapons or your multi-tool, it is possible to add other bubbles to increase the number of usable items that you can have at one time. Now, within the code, there are a couple of unused items, number 1 being a radio, which as of now, it seems as if Valve completely deprecated the code and we don't have access to it. But then, of course, you have the crowbar, which is half finished. Some of its stuff, some of its functions were removed. But then you have stuff like a separate flashlight entity that would be a selectable item with a push button. And then you have these unused weapon modules. We have a few of them for a weapon called the Rapid Fire. Now, the Rapid Fire evolved into the SMG that we currently have, but because of some pretty significant evolution that took place over time, we don't have that stuff anymore. We have the models for the Ricochet and the Rapid Fire add-ons specifically. As of now, it doesn't look like those are ever going to be re-implemented. However, something like the Pistol Zapper or the Fletchette Cannon do seem like they can be added in, and also evidence of other ones have been found, including a missile launcher and explosive goo. Is it possible to not use the weapon wheel and make the weapon storage work like Boneworks? V-scripting might make that be possible, but as of now, no. So, okay, here's something interesting. There is an unused item called the ammo bag. And the ammo bag, it's in Hammer right now. You can spawn it in. If you spawn the ammo bag, it looks like a big secondary ammo for the AR2 from Half-Life 2, the energy ball ammo from Half-Life 2. It's really big. If you grab one of those, for some reason, baked into the entity is some developer text that'll follow it around that says you have to place it on your belt. So when you pick it up, a belt, like a very basic belt system, appears on your person. So it seems as if the early inventory system for Half-Life Alyx did involve putting weapons down onto a belt. Now, it doesn't work. It's just showing you guides onto where you should be placing things on a belt. Placing things there don't do anything. And in fact, this ammo bag doesn't work either. Its purpose was to just give you a bunch of ammo for all your weapons, like Doom's ammo bag, like old school Doom's ammo bag. And then the unused Combine Soldier, like the original OG Half-Life 2 Combine Soldier, was remade with new voice lines and all of that stuff. His AI works even though he doesn't have an entity. You just have to insert his model into the Combine Soldier S entity, and for some reason, because you're including a specific model and enemy type, the AI takes over. However, this Combine Soldier starts discussing finding Gordon Freeman, so the Combine Soldier appears to have been from an early version of Half-Life 3. What else? Yeah, I mean, we're still looking through a bunch of stuff. I have a few videos that we're going to be doing some cursory research on. All right, so here's the final thumbnail for the video you keep asking me about. We will do a little bit of work on this today, I think. And then And then you've got, this is one of the new episodes of Half-Life Alyx content talking about the elements folder. This I will discuss, and yeah, and then the Underlords video. So this one, I've already discussed it in the past. Do you remember a couple of weeks ago I discussed the idea of this, of the concept of this file called the read-only assets bin, where if you enable it and you go into your asset explorer, it shows you every single asset that was ever used ever in the development of Half-Life Alyx. Well, no one has picked up on it. I expected that when I talked about it initially in the stream where I first talked about it, a bunch of people would pick up on it. No one has. So I'm going to tell that story and then introduce people to the idea of it. What's interesting is I did bring some attention to it, and then the update that brought the Half-Life Alyx tools, they significantly reduced down that file. So in retail Half-Life Alyx right now, that file does nothing. But of course, I have backups of all of the versions before it. They actually reduced the file size of the read-only asset bin file to about like a fourth of what it used to be. So instead of reading out every single development asset, it's just a few empty assets. So that's a huge thing. Hello in Korea. Are you from Korea, or are you saying hello to people from Korea? Both. Hello. Another thing I want to talk about. Right. Let's go to the GitHub. So on the Steam database GitHub, I'm going to make that easier on your eyes there. We do have an Underlords update. And I know some of you don't give a shit. You can fuck right off. On the update that was pushed on the 18th, that was mostly localization tokens, the pack file was updated, the VPK. And within the VPK are all of these models. What are these models? I don't know. I haven't checked yet, but we have talked a bit about the idea of the dungeons being added into Dota Underlords, and the dungeons being this whole new version of the game that you can play. It seems as if the hero Mars is going to be added into Dota Underlords at some point. However, he will be an overboss for one of the dungeons that you can complete. And also these are all models and animation files, right? So let's take a look at a lot of these are animation files, and then you've got a couple models and textures. So let's take a look at what that is. Let's open Valve Resource. We can push this into the asset browser soon. If you're into code updates, check the Underlords Android game tracking. There's more stuff from the recent update. Oh, dope. I've never checked the Android one. I will do that in a second. All right, so let's open Underlords here. Can you show the voice lines and models of the Combine talking about Gordon Freeman? Yeah, in a little bit. All right, so according to this, it's in models, heroes staging, Mars. All right, so you have the overboss ooh, needs a chunk. All right, so this isn't Mars. This is some kind of creature. It's a big boy. This appears to be some kind of overboss for the dungeon mode. Okay. What else we got here? We have the Mars audience model. It's him again, but this time we do have animations. Okay, what do we got? Okay, here's an attack. An alternate attack. He's dying. He flails. There's his idol. He drinks. He runs. He's stunned. Overboss throne idol. Where'd he go? There he is. Oh wow, he's high up. Yeah, so he is like the owner of a dungeon, and you approach him somehow, and he's like, he seems to be orgasming, if I'm gonna be completely honest. Okay. He enjoyed that. Okay, so the dungeon. Huh. So he's like up in the rafters watching you do something in the dungeon, and then I guess eventually he'll jump down and join in on the fight, and then you fucking murder him? Okay. Yeah. So they call it Mars, but that's not Mars. It's Mars Audience. Yeah, it seems like an arena. Apparently, so okay, let's check the desktop directory. Oh, they just removed Treon stuff. All right, hold on. So usually when stuff like this happens, you also want to check the English localization tokens because they might accidentally throw some stuff in there that's not supposed to be known just yet. However, it doesn't look like any English localization tokens were pushed. No. Okay, so according to some guy, Masterman, I think, we got to check the Android build. Oh, it does look like stuff updated. Okay, this is all localization stuff though. This is the same update but without the Mars. Oh no, yeah, there's the Mars stuff. Hold on, yeah, that's the same. I think I can't tell if that's all the same stuff. All right, so that was that one. Let's check this one. It's a bunch of Java code. Isn't this for the app launcher? Yeah, this isn't anything I can use. I think this is just the app launcher and then interactions with the Android store. Yeah, no. But if we go back to this is the update that brought the early bird system. Yeah, no. Okay. Huh. Okay, yeah, so we have this weird model now. This guy, the overboss. So he's called Kobold Overboss, but then Mars Audience, it's the same goddamn guy. Yeah, I mean, he's referenced to being Mars. I have no idea. None. No idea. Okay. So that's that. So I do want to get a video out talking about what the dungeon game mode is. This season 2 video was supposed to also be talking about the early bird thing, but then early bird fucking happened, so it's definitely on. Cobalt is the same name they give a couple of neutral critters in Dota 2. Okay, yeah, so this video is on hold until I get a better understanding of what dungeon is, the dungeon mode, because I literally will just have to show the few lines of code that exist and then that model, and then that's the whole that's not a video. All right, now as for the CSGO video, I already have all the data mining for that finished. However, I did want to pitch to Gabe Follower to do a collaboration. The reason why that video isn't out yet is because I had an idea to do a collaboration with Gabe Follower, the Russian Valve News YouTuber, where we kind of just make the same video, but then he releases the Russian version and I release the English version at the exact same time. And then like put little bits of information exclusive to each one and then send people each to, do some kind of synergy there. I haven't pitched it to him yet, but I'm sure he's down, because I'm sure he has more information on stuff than I do, and I'm sure I have more information on stuff than he does. So I think the video would be a hell of a lot better if we just traded notes, because I have some cool shit, and then I'm sure he has some cool shit. So what I wanted to talk about is, yeah, I mean, he probably knows more of like the nitty gritty in relation to the engine now that he's been digging a lot within the Source 2 bootleg tools and trying to port CSGO into Source 2 himself using the bootleg tools. And then I have had a lot of conversations with people that I'm not going to get into, And also, his videos have definitely gotten a hell of a lot better in the last 6 to 8 months. I've been watching all of them. I don't speak Russian, but you can have auto-translate and you get a basic understanding of what's going on. I mean, there are certain things that he does that I don't like having the subscriber pop-up come up every single video to remind people to subscribe. Like, I don't even know if that probably works. He has significantly more subscribers than I do, but yeah. So that's something I'm working on. And then, you know, a video that I don't have a thumbnail for yet is the beginner's guide to the TF2 community. And that will include a look at a couple mods: Pre-Fortress, TF2C, Open Fortress, the Jabroni Brawl, Lambda Fortress, and then Team Deathmatch Classic, and then maybe TF2V. I don't know yet if I'll include TF2V, because I don't even know if that's still in development. But yeah, it'll talk about everything. But the thing holding that video back is I am awaiting... TDC is going to be allowing me to show stuff, Team Deathmatch Classic, but they're like way more strict than any other community team I've ever had to work with, which is annoying. But I did get to play it, and it is really good. But it's far different than anything else that's going on in the community. So like Open Fortress and TDC can definitely exist in the same space. I said something about TDC in a previous stream, and Open Fortress thought that was me taking a side. No. Talk about CSGO Source 2, please. Well, I kind of already did, and I don't want to give away too much on that topic, but essentially I've talked about it at length in the past. Some people have brought up the idea that, you know, they backported that texture streaming feature from Source 2, so why would they be doing that to their Source 1 build? I don't know. That doesn't change the fact that that build's been worked on for a very long time. It exists, and we still have proof of it within the tools that released on fucking Friday. The May 18th thing, I mean, what day is it today? It's the 17th. It's not releasing tomorrow. Beginner's Guide to VR on hold indefinitely for now. Right now, I've just been waiting for VR to be more obtainable. That was the big thing keeping me from wanting to do it in the past, was just how difficult it's been for people to get a hold of VR hardware, you know? So, like, if I go onto Steam right now, would I be able to purchase a Valve Index? Like, it's on the front page. Okay, I'm gonna click the order button. Yeah, I can't actually order it. So, and then if you go onto Amazon and try and buy any of the big name VR headsets, even though the cheap ones that I recommend, being the Samsung Odyssey Plus, the Samsung Odyssey Plus was, like, not that long ago, $250. Even less. I guess I saw it going for $199. Right now it's $500 fucking dollars. For an Oculus Rift, like the original OG Oculus Rift, $700. For a Rift S, $600. For a Quest, the 64 gigabyte Quest, the smaller Quest, $550. If you want the 128 Quest, $700. How much for a Vive? For a Vive Cosmos, $900. A Vive Pro, $1,200. For an OG Vive, they don't sell them. For an HTC Vive headset used, the headset by itself, $250, no other equipment. But do they sell the headset by itself? No. For a Pimax, headset only, $1,000. I'm not making the beginner's guide to VR right now because I don't want people to feel like they need to go out and buy a VR headset when everything is so fucked in terms of stock. Right? So, it, like, even when I canceled the video, shelved it, stuff was getting crazy, stupid expensive, but now it's getting way worse. And I don't want to make a video that makes people feel bad about not being able to get something, you know? The Half-Life Alyx stuff is one thing, because that's, you know, I kind of need to do that because it's you know, it's Half-Life Alyx. You need to be focusing on this when you're Valve News Network. But when it comes to VR as a whole and making a video about everything you can experience in VR, which does need to be done, it's not something I need to be focusing on. There's a whole lot of other stuff I can be doing with my time. And, you know, you get what I mean? Like, yeah, the beginner's guide to VR video, I could get that done this week. I know exactly how I'm going to do it. I've already outlined it. I've already written kind of draft scripts in the past, but I don't like where they're at. So I have the final outline though. And so it's like, there's a lot of incredible VR experiences out there right now for you to play. Even if you've already experienced Half-Life Alyx and you're looking for other stuff to play. I understand why that's important, because there's a lot of people right now that just got VR, right? And they want to know, like, okay, Tyler, you're the VR guy. You're the one that's been like obsessed with VR for so long. I don't want to make a video that's like, look at all this cool shit you can do, but you can't. You have to be in my secret club. And that's just talking about how difficult it is to get in America, you know? Like a couple of months ago in America, you could get a Samsung Odyssey Plus for like $200. And the Samsung Odyssey Plus, the Samsung Odyssey Plus isn't the Index, obviously. The Index is $1,000 at retail. This one's $200. And yeah, it's definitely a cheaper experience, but if you hadn't tried the Index, like if I went from the OG Vive to the Samsung Odyssey Plus, that's an upgrade. That's how good that thing is, right? It's only like maybe 40% worse than the Index. The Odyssey Plus is great, and it's inside-out tracking. I literally plug it into my laptop and it just fucking works. You don't need any trackers in your room. And yeah, it's inside-out tracking, so if you do this or you do this, it's going to lose tracking, but it'll kind of guess where it is. And it's not as accurate. You can't do this but unless you're playing like Expert Plus Beat Saber, you don't need to, right? Samsung Odyssey Plus is awesome, but even that, something that was $199 like a month ago, and I know that because I bought a couple of them for friends. It's like $600 right now. And that's a combination of, before Half-Life Alyx, VR headsets weren't selling, so no one was manufacturing new headsets. You know what I mean? You just had like people relying on their backlog of stock, which for a while was fine, but then Half-Life Alyx gets announced and everybody goes, oh, okay, it's time to do VR. And then they run out, and then Corona happens, and all of the factories that were manufacturing the components for these headsets close. So yeah, it makes sense that they're expensive. So, you know, here's my current idea. I own 6 or 7 VR headsets. This is my OG Oculus Rift. I'm never going to use it because I have an Index, I have an Odyssey Plus, and Revive exists. I promised people that I was going to be doing a Half-Life mapping competition and giving away one of these to the winner. We're gonna do that now. But I'm actually going to be pitching it to either the Map Labs people or GVAD and doing a giveaway where I give one of these away, which nowadays is far more valuable. One of these is $700 right now for some reason. And don't start doing anything for it. I want people to be able to get a hold of this stuff. And I'm also probably going to be giving away an OG HTC Vive. So This is an OG Rift. This isn't the Rift S. This is the OG Rift, which some argue is better than the Rift S because this is 90 hertz. It has Oculus Touch in it, and yeah, this is very much up in the air. And I realized when I first started talking about doing a mapping competition that I have way too many things going at once and I can't manage it. So instead, I want to try and organize a VNN themed mapping competition with another group that does competitions already and put up the prizes. This is the grand prize, obviously, and I'll sign it if you want me to, but like, why? And then I'll also give away some other stuff. Like, I have Half-Life posters, I have Left 4 Dead posters, I have Portal merch and stuff. I have, you know, my handmade artifact cards. So I'm gonna be trying to set up, hopefully with GVAD, because he did an excellent job with the first competition, and today we are going to need to be playing through some more of those maps. Yeah. So, no, I'm not gonna be making a VR, I'm not gonna, okay, obviously the mapping competition isn't going to be for Half-Life Alyx if the prize is supposed to be a VR headset. That's redundant. No, it'll be probably Half-Life 2, or Team Fortress 2, or Counter-Strike, or Left 4 Dead, or Half-Life 1, or Portal 2. And I'm not going to tell you what it is until the rules are decided and it's announced, because I don't want you to be like, yeah, I'll start when it starts. You know. I'm not going to let you know what the mapping competition's rules or themes are going to be until it's time to announce it. So, yeah. I have an Index, 2 Vives, a Rift, a Samsung Odyssey Plus, and I'm forgetting one. Oh, like an HP shitty thing, like one of the really cheapo ones. Okay. John Freeman, are you here? LV John Freeman, I just remembered something. I need a thumb. John Freeman, you be here, my boy. Can I get a thumb called I judged a Half-Life Alyx mapping competition, please? You know, remember when 3 Clicks Philip did a video about judging a Half-Life mapping competition? Something like that. I judged a Half-Life Alyx, you know, judging a Half-Life Alyx mapping competition or something like that. So that's another video we're going to be doing. So May has been kind of, by what time? Well, probably by next week, because I don't want to release that video until those maps are available for download for everyone. And we're probably going to be, I think GVAD's going to be porting all of those into the workshop, so they should make it a collection so that the lobby map still works. I'll talk to GVAD about that. All right. Can you talk about the massive leak from the thumbnail? Well, I kind of already did. And I don't want to reiterate myself and bore people that were already here, but woo! Thank you. Remember, Twitch Prime is free. Also, !donate in the chat if you want to be able to support the kind of stuff that I do, because I have a lot of ideas. You know what? No, I'm not going to talk about the leak again. I've talked about it in the past, and I don't want to reiterate myself. The video will be out probably next week. I wanted to mention how May was kind of, and I mean, we're only like halfway through the month, but I can already tell like this month is not going to be very productive. So instead I feel as if I should, you know, upload content when I get it done, but not really push myself to like fit to a schedule for right now, but then like try and get myself ready for June, July, and August so that I can like really go ham with it. So I think the majority of the real big videos that everybody wants, I'm probably going to hold off on them until June. I'm going to get the CSGO video done as soon as I can. Like I said, I'm going to pitch something to Gabe Follower first and then go from there. So maybe it'll be this week. Maybe it'll be the next week. I understand I promised it, and I understand you're excited for it, and I understand that I'm very lucky to be able to have people be looking forward to content that I'm creating. People would kill to be in my position. But please, be patient, okay? I'm one fucking dude with people that make me thumbnails. And my main guy that usually, you know, my main guy that usually does a lot of the cool programming stuff for me, Piston Miner, refuses to work in Half-Life Alyx for right now because he still hasn't finished the game and doesn't want to be spoiled on it, which is fine because he's busy and he's his own person. But there's a lot of fucking shit, and like the big thing right now is let's figure out a way to allow custom add-ons to weapons using the crafting system. How do we hack the crafting system to allow custom weapon modules? How do we do that? And then, of course, by the way, John, if you could tell the rest of the thumb people, the Beginner's Guide to the TF2 community is one that I do want to get out soon. That video is going to be talking about all the client-side mods. That's your Open Fortress, your Team Deathmatch Classic, your TF2C, your Pre-Fortress 2, your LFE, that kind of stuff. And then you talk about like creators and Potato and RGL and all that stuff. And then you talk about TF2 maps and stuff like, backpack.tf and like the different websites that exist in the community. And you just kind of like introduce people into the like, okay, yeah, so you love TF2, but you want to have more. Here's everything the community does that's successful. There's way more than you're probably expecting. All right, people really want to see. All right, 1 second. I'll show you the Half-Life 3 lines. Yeah. So it's like this. Boop. Let's open up the tools. Man, I love how easy it is to get into these tools now. You just hit play and then hit select the workshop. It's so nice. And these are the most up-to-date Source 2 tools that exist. So now these are my data mining tools for Artifact and Underlords and Dota 2 and all that. I cannot wait for Artifact 2. Holy shit. When are you planning on releasing a video about Source 2 and CSGO? Literally just answered that question within the next 2 weeks. There's a lot of work that needs to be done about that. All right, let's go to Model and Combine. So, the Combine Soldier is actually missing its body texture, but I think Valkyrie was able to get it to work properly by essentially recoloring one of the material groups of another model. There is a fixed version of this model that exists out in the community. I will have to ask for that. All right, now let's go into the sounds. All right, I want to go into a list here. Enough! All right, hold on. So loud. Hold on. That doesn't seem to have done anything. Is that really at 35%? It is. We're gonna go down to 20. All right, hold on. We gotta get, yeah, here we go. Yeah, let me turn the music off here. Great song. Let me turn it off. All right, so you have the old Combine stuff. So obviously that's what it sounded like in Half-Life 2, right? They re-recorded all of them.
Designate target as Freeman 3. Contact confirmed. Prosecuting. Contact confirmed. Designate target as Freeman 3.
So there you go. These were the lines that are supposed to be used for the Combine model that I just showed you. And as you can hear...
Designate target as Freeman 3.
Yeah.
Copy that. Affirmative. Displays 2. Cover me.
So you can tell when something is completely unused if you take a look at one of the files. Let's get a file that is actually used.
Is holding head code.
Nope. No, we just need... Oh, I guess not. All right, so I guess the sounds work a bit differently. They are unused, but whatever. Yeah, so, hello. Here's the Recon Soldier, which is a completely unused version of the Combine. We're missing his entire model, and I think that it's missing because he's supposed to be invisible, and it's actually some kind of shader that's supposed to be on him. But the textures that we do have are actually from different models, so they're all kinds of fucked up. But this is a Recon Soldier, kind of like a spy kind of thing. I've already played these on stream before. We have a whole bunch of you know, he's just using the normal combine animations. They don't look completely right. But he is an unused version of the combine. He's called the yeah, there's just so much shit that's unused, and it's a lot of little, like, the coolest stuff are the little details that you need to really look into stuff to find, you know? So, yeah. I mean, it's really, really cool that this kind of stuff exists, and we have access to it, and we can, like, really play really close attention to it. Yeah. So that's what's the coolest thing you found so far? Playing with the crowbar in game, probably. Yeah. It's just really, really buggy. I'll show you that video, even though it's on YouTube. But yeah, playing with the crowbar in game is probably the coolest shit that I've been able to do so far. It's very buggy. It doesn't really work. But the guy who made that patch, I finally got back into contact with them, and yeah. I don't know. It's just really cool, you know? I really enjoy this kind of stuff. Here it is. It's this version of this was from a couple months ago. This version of the crowbar spawns upside down on the y-axis, on the x-axis, which I don't know why it does that. But it actually speaks to how the old weapon system used to work, because you actually had the ability to switch hands, but the current implementation of the inventory doesn't allow for that. So if you, like, the crowbar can be very easily switched between your hands. But if you have it in your off hand and then try and switch back into different weapons, the game tries to pull it from your main hand and crashes the game because it's not there. So you need to actually lock that feature unless you want to completely rewrite the interaction code, which for now is not fucking possible because we don't know how to use VScript, you know? Do the tools have some Easter eggs? Not really. The crowbar should work like Boneworks. I completely agree, but it doesn't, and that's a lot of work to try and get it to do that. So, just learn VScript, forehead. Yeah, sure. Is it only doable in VScript? No, because what you just saw was doable by reverse engineering the code to begin with and hex editing shit in the DLLs. Essentially, the way it works is within your inventory, you actually have hierarchy on items, and the weapons, the 3 weapons, are actually a different type of entity, interactable entity, than the multi-tool. The multi-tool is an inventory item, and at one point was supposed to be put on like a belt, or it was supposed to be on your belt. And so because of that, if you switch the hierarchy in the weapon bucket to another item that was supposed to be on your belt, which the things were a radio, which was the thing before the headset, you would pick it up and point player speak, a crowbar, and the multi-tool. And so, yeah, if you just tell the game to spawn HLVR weapon crowbar instead of HLVR item multi-tool, it'll spawn the crowbar fine. And that's the only way you can get in to do that. But because we don't understand VScript, the guy who did it literally had to reverse engineer the code and hex edit a bunch of shit, which is insane that was doable and done. But I have the guy building me so because of the latest updates with the tools and everything, the patch that the guy had made me doesn't work anymore. So I would love to be able to, like, show you the buggy mess that is the crowbar in HLA. But the guy is rebuilding a patch for me. All right, he'll make it for me tomorrow. Apparently, the guy is going to be making it so that it is a separate item in your weapon bucket. So instead of 4 items that you have to select, there's 5.
I think Map Labs is a pretty cool guy. A makes mapping competitions and doesn't afraid of anything.
What? 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 I mean, yeah, Chris is awesome, but... Oh, it's an old meme? Okay. Okay, let's play some Half-Life Alyx. Let's judge some maps. Because that's a video I want to make soon, and I need to get those through all those fucking maps. That sound fun? That sound cool? You guys cool with that? Yep. All right, cool. We'll also take a look at what's in the workshop as well. But there's not really a whole lot there. A lot of people are just working on serious stuff. So, all right, we'll be right back. Let me set up VR. All right, can you guys hear me? Alrighty. Dope. All right, we're going to go into Half-Life Alyx, and the first thing I want to show you is the speedrun I've been working on. So I don't like the speedruns usually at all, ever, that are out of bounds. And it seems like every Half-Life Alyx speedrun that exists involves the spinning bullshit. Like, come on. So yesterday... Can't hear the game? Oh, wait, I know why. Alright, cool. Alright, so...
Let's turn down the stuff. Alrighty, and let's start a new game. Original game. Entanglement. Difficulty. Hard. Continuous. Start. Accept. You can hear the game now? Gabe follower in chat. Hey, I want to collab on my CSGO Source 2 video. Alright. Where is... There it is. No. There. Is this Vulcan? Yeah. Alrighty. It's funny, you learn a lot about how this game was designed when trying to get through it as quickly as possible, and I'll show you what I mean. Half-Life. Alex. No, I know we were supposed to talk a few days ago. That's my fault. Hello. There you go.
Alex! How's it looking up there?
It's good, Dad. Metrocop movement is normal. Same for the Combine patrols. How's it going in the stockyard?
One Combine mini reactor out of a segment of 4,000. Never gonna miss it.
Here, see for yourself. And not only that, no one touches the Combine construction network.
Don't get greedy, guys. We're not made of time here.
1 minute and I'm out. Guaranteed.
Oh, also, as part of the Combine moving
Use the
supplies
chair
and
clip. I don't know the chair clip.
that
What's
place
the
has been
chair clip?
deserted for years.
That is odd.
There's a...
Here's a chair.
Well, we'll look into it when we get back. Meet back at the safe house.
Wouldn't that be
We'll
cool?
be there soon. What is it, Russ?
Would you? Terrific.
I don't like the spin clip. Yeah, you gotta be back there for it to open. Get out of here. Get out of here. Get out of here. You can use it to crawl through the door. Woo! Fuck you, Olga. You can't pass until this girl's done. Wee! 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 Yeah.
Whoa! Wait! I just live here. Wait! Don't shoot.
You didn't steal anything. Didn't care. What did you see? No one! I didn't see anyone! Get out and take it to the transport.
Dad! Hey, wait! No!
Yep. Entanglement.
Where are you taking me?
Where are you taking me?
Where's my father?
I'm a baby.
Hello?
I'm not here.
Dad?
Just my friends fucking you.
Tell her to stop moving around back there. Stop moving. What is that?
Bum bum. Bum bum. Bum bum. Bum bum. Bum bum. You have been in an accident. Take the headset.
Alex, you there? You've got to get moving.
Russell, I've been in an accident.
I know!
I
caused
caused it.
So technically,
Not an accident.
You've got to get moving.
Wait, where's Dad?
He's fine.
They
Follow the
dead.
drone.
So, Dad's okay, right?
Fuck you, robot.
But
They've still got him.
Oh shit, I still fuck that up sometimes, huh?
you saved me?
Well, yes. I had no way of knowing who was in which van, so yes, the result was that I saved you.
Do we know where they're taking him?
Criminal holding. And then, when they realized he's Eli Van,
This won't...
over prosecute.
we have to wait until they're done talking before I can get up there.
Close to my lab. Keep following the drone. We'll figure out what to do.
Russell, what did you guys find back there?
Well, that's the crazy thing.
I don't know!
Just blurry pictures of a building.
The Citadel?
No, something else. And whatever it is, they're gonna kill anybody who saw it. And anybody who knows anybody who saw it. Which means us and your dad.
Russell, just hang on. I'm almost there.
Whoop. Whoop, 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 whoop. Can't pass until this thing kills it. A lot of scripted sequences here, ladies and gentlemen.
Alex, everything cut out for a second. I lost the headset video feed. Can you see my drone?
Alex,
Okay?
great. Okay, let's...
Sure.
Wait.
Yeah, I'll be there in a minute. Nope, it exploded. I'm fine, by the way.
Right, good, that's the main.
Russell, they've got Dad.
I know. This is bad. They're gonna find out what he knows, and then, yeah, they're gonna kill him.
Oh, God.
But the good news is we've got something they don't.
Which is?
My plan to get him back.
Great. Let's hear it.
Now, pretty soon they're going to realise that your dad is not going to talk. And when that happens, he's off to have his brain sucked out.
Russell.
Potentially. Maybe not, though. I mean, they could just drill into his... Oh, yeah. Still your dad.
Still your dad.
Right, well, what they will do is take him by train from here. This is Eli. To Nova Prospect.
And if he gets on that train, that's it. Right?
Not necessarily. Grab something that represents us. Okay, that's you.
I thought you said us.
Well, one of us, me, will have to stay here for this plan to work.
All right. Fair enough.
Just outside, there's a second train that also leads out of City 17 through the quarantine zone.
Okay.
Both trains intersect here at Fairview Junction. You take your train, get there before his train, and hack into the controls. That'll let me take over the system. Train comes to a halt, you deal with the Combine situation, and we get your dad back.
Sounds good. Where's the train I'm taking?
Out the back, through the yard. It's decommissioned, but I think I can hack into its controls. Oh, and get yourself a pair of Russells on the way out.
Russell's?
The gloves, Alex. You know, the
gravity gloves.
I have a few sets through there. You can calibrate them out by the shed.
Got it.
We can do this, Alex. You got that, didn't you, that I said we could do it?
Bing.
Yeah, we are.
I'm with you every step of the way. Alright, you know how this goes. There should be a bunch of junk down there. Aim at something with your hand open. Try catching it. That's it. Great. Try again. Just like that. Yep. One more time. Just like that. Perfect. We're done. Oh, wait. I almost forgot.
Alex, up here! You're gonna need a gun! Don't worry, it's unloaded. It's unloaded now! Oh, almost forgot. Guns need ammo. Here you go. Right, heading back to the courtroom.
Oh, you took care of that lock then. Good. Great. Did have the key for it, but should have given you that.
Yep.
That's on me. Alright, here we go. Next stop, Fairview Junction.
Fairview Junction.
Good luck, Alex. Goodbye.
What's your opinion on Vulcan? Definitely better performance.
Obviously, just to let you know, I am still here, though.
I know.
demo Mesa mod for Half-Life Alyx. What is that?
Hello, Alex? We might have a problem. Probably nothing to worry about, but... Did the train stop? It stopped, didn't it?
Yeah.
What happened?
It's jammed. When the Combine shut down the quarantine zone, they must have tightened security.
Which means?
Yeah, you're nowhere near Fairview Junction. You're just outside the QZ.
Just
And
outside the
this is as far as we get by
QZ.
train.
Then I'm headed on foot.
Good. I'll see if I can get you in some other way.
No more mags.
Would you look at that? Resin. And if there's resin around here, there should be a Combine fabricator. Keep an eye out. We might be able to upgrade your firepower a bit.
Huh. I think I can reroute this with my multi-tool.
Alex, that thing's incredible. You need an incredible brand name. Something that really sells it.
Who am I gonna sell it to?
The Combine's not going to be here forever. You should be thinking about the future, Alex.
Oh, how about I call it the Alex?
Ow! How the hell did that happen?
Oh, they're gross. How'd you meet my dad, anyway? You guys work together at Black Mesa, right?
Yeah. Well, no. Tricky place to get a job at, actually. Oh, careful of that barnacle, Alex.
What? Come on.
You know, Russell, now that I'm walking into the quarantine zone, it just hit me. I don't know anything about the quarantine zone.
Well, actually, the word quarantine comes from the Italian quaranta giorni.
Too real, guys. Too
40
real.
days, the period that all ships were required to be isolated before crew could go ashore during the Black Death.
Alright. Cool. Oh. Ugh.
What the hell's wrong, Alex?
Russell, are you seeing this?
Russell, you seeing this? Uh-oh. I'm getting that bug where it, like, cannot handle loading. Game crashed. I went too fast.
I'm deaf now.